Welcome. Thank you for joining me in this 30-minute short practice together. I'm going to do a short introduction before we begin our meditation process. So I am going to make this meditation accessible to anybody. As long as you have lungs and you can breathe, you can meditate. So you might find this recording quite valuable to practice as a daily practice. If you're running around right now and there's just absolutely no time in your schedule whatsoever to meditate, then my tip for you is to meditate even longer. So the practice of meditation is something that we can learn to practice the same way we have learnt to brush our teeth every day, at least every day. So it's a muscle that we can train and develop like any other muscle. So meditating can seem daunting, perhaps even overwhelming at the beginning. And I want to assure you that that is extremely valid and it happens to everyone. So as we begin to quieten the mind, as we practice meditation, the resistance gets stronger. What I mean by that is the self-talk, the self-sabotaging talk particularly, that tells you that you can't, you don't know how to meditate, you don't have the time to meditate, and all of those things that you talk to yourself about get pretty loud. So my invitation to you is, don't wait for that self-talk to stop, because it won't. My invitation is for you to bring all of your thoughts, including the resistant ones, especially the resistant ones, to your practice. Find a consistent daily practice where you sit and can be with listening to the breath, to this moment, to tuning in. And we're going to do that short practice together tonight. And I promise you, this does get easier if this is fairly new to you, or even to those who have been meditating or who have told me that they do meditate, but they just don't feel like they're doing it right. Here's my answer in response to that. You are doing it right, as long as you sit and carve out the time to meditate and be with the breath, even if it's in the car with the engine off, before you step out of the car, or once you sit in the car. Take a moment to pause again and again and again. That is the practice of meditation. The moment you stop all thought, and it's impossible to stop every thought, but when we can practice stilling and suspending the merry-go-round, the monkey mind, when we can really learn to train, and we can, to train to witness the thoughts again and again and again. Magic happens. Time seems to dissolve. All of a sudden you find more time in your day. You might feel more productive, more effective at what you do. And particularly, meditation can really support us when we need to make discerning decisions. So when we really need to discern between, should I do this or should I do that? So it really gives you the ability to pause, and make a wise choice, make a powerful choice. So I would love to hear your questions. Please throw them at me. I would love to hear what questions, what concerns you have about meditation. Or if you don't have any, I'd love to hear you share what type of practice you're currently doing. It's okay. Even if you miss a few days, weeks, months, doesn't matter. It is never a lost opportunity. We have a reserve bank, literally, in our subconscious part, where whenever we sit to meditate, every time you carve out that time to sit and breathe, feel and sense, and just practice stilling your body and your mind, each time you do that, your bank account reserves go up. So even on those days where you feel like you might be giving yourself a hard time when you're not practicing meditation, even those times count. It's okay. This can take years, and it should take years and years of practice. So I look forward to receiving your questions and anything else you wish to share about meditation. But for now, we're going to dive right in to our meditation practice together. Welcome, Jess. And Jess is asking, what was your first meditation? The one that I did a lot. My first meditation was practicing mindfulness. And this particular meditation, Jess, I'd love us to focus on connecting into the breath, which is a simple tool. And I'm going to assume that you have not been taught this before. There is never enough knowledge and understanding and learnings that we can learn about practicing these skills. And so I will take you from the beginning. And you're right, Jess. It is so difficult to be accountable. Fully hear you. I fully hear you. And so on those days, especially on those days where you feel you just don't have the capacity to stop the mind, that's especially when you need it. So it's kind of like a little bit of a war, but it is possible. It does get easier. So joining groups like this, practicing with your peers, or even having friends where you hold each other account to say, hey, I'm jumping on to meditate, I'm letting you know I'm doing this. Just something as simple as that can be a really effective tool to get you going. The other side I wanted to also share about that is to not be hard on yourself when you are not practicing it. This is the journey. This really is the journey for meditation and strengthening our muscle to learn to witness and observe our thoughts. Now, even a monk, all of those really pretty incredible gurus like Brahma Maharsha and everyone else that I can think of who have been mentors to me in all the books that I've read about practicing this tool to meditate so that we can reach a point of enlightenment, I suppose, is that they all went through this process of resisting and struggling and being challenged. So another tip around that I wanted to give you is, if let's say you really struggle to practice meditating for 5 minutes, and this is fairly new to you, or you haven't advanced past 5 minutes of meditating, my tip around that is for you to really set a timer. It's really good to keep a timer next to you, and each week you progress by just 1 minute. So you'll do 5 minutes one week, the second week you'll do 6 minutes, and then 7 minutes, and you just keep gradually increasing it. That's one way that you could also do it without setting yourself a really high target, like sitting in meditation posture for hours. Okay, so small goals are great. And it's not so much how long you sit in meditation. It's actually the consistency of you showing up and sitting down to close your eyes, and even just for a moment to pause and check in with your heart, with your body, with your breath. You've succeeded. Okay, that's the consistency. So before we begin our gentle process of meditation, I'd also like to just quickly share about posture and the importance of sitting up when meditating. It's okay if you actually lean against a wall or sit in a chair, completely fine, as long as your back is erect. So there's a scientific explanation for this. This is not just woo-woo talk or because it looks good. Scientifically speaking, the channels of our body, our spine, particularly from the base of our spine, which is where the dormant energy lies. Here I'm talking about Kundalini energy, but we are not going to activate that tonight. However, there is a very powerful channel that runs from the base of our spine all the way up to the crown of the head. And sometimes we can go as far as saying it meets in between the brows or the third eye region in Ajna chakra. We will not be doing Tantra meditation tonight. We'll leave that for another time. We're going to keep this very simple and basic, something that you can practice on your own as well. However, just letting you know that sitting erect has a very powerful process to your meditation. So it's really important that as we build on stilling the mind, what we're actually doing is also opening up our channels, our chakras, which help heal on a subconscious level without you necessarily analyzing what's going on, but we're healing the body and we're opening ourselves up to greater consciousness. Okay. There is another good reason for standing, with your spine erect meditating, and that is it's very, 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 and I mean common, very common, to fall asleep if you haven't practiced meditation before, you're not used to it. It used to happen to me a lot where I would fall asleep during meditation. And so keeping an erect spine actually really supports you to yank yourself whenever you feel like you're dozing off. Sometimes that happens. We literally shock our body by going, oh, no, sit up. Okay. So it's really important that you understand also that the mind will want to check out. That's just the ego. The ego trying to win the battle here and say to you, get out of here. This is ridiculous. You've got other things to do. Go have a look at your to-do list. It's ridiculous. What are you doing? You don't have luxury to meditate. You know what I mean? The list goes on. It won't stop. Okay? So we must fight that. Okay? And how we do that is by sitting up. And we kind of jerk ourselves out of it. And we go, no, I'm meditating. And we commit to the practice. Okay, so enough talk. Hopefully that gives you some insight into some of the behind the scenes, so you can start to embody the practice and know that it is not necessarily all bliss. Okay, when you watch someone, even myself, closing my eyes and I'm sitting here in lotus pose with my legs crossed, and by the way, you don't have to have your legs crossed, it just feels much more supportive for me this way. I am not necessarily in bliss all the time. It can be actually very challenging meditation a lot of the times. Those bliss states, nirvana, is not met very easily, and we should not expect also to have those states, higher states of consciousness and opening to the cosmos. It's great if you do and when you do, but that should not be the goal of meditation. So let's begin. And wherever you are, sitting up nice and tall with your spine, make sure you feel nice and supported. Maybe you grab a blanket to wrap around yourself if you're feeling a little cooler. And from wherever you are, I'd like you to go ahead and close your eyes. It is safe to go within. Just bring your attention inside your beautiful landscape, your internal energetic field is calling you. So give yourself permission in these next few minutes. We may go for 10 minutes or 15. We'll see how we go. I'll do a little guided meditation initially to get you in, and then we'll do some silence, and then I'll bring you back at the end. We'll complete together. So just listen to my guidance. And for now, just get as comfortable as you can. Maybe you need to wiggle, stretch, yawn, cough, sneeze, scratch, whatever you need to do. Meditation doesn't mean to not move or that you're static. Just move consciously. Whatever you choose, do it consciously. And then come back to stillness again and again. And now I'd like you to bring your awareness to your breath. Check in and notice how you're breathing right now. Can you catch your inhalation? Or perhaps you can focus on your exhalation more deeply. And again, catch the breath, follow the breath, keep going like that. Watch your inhalation and exhalation. And again. Good, and now you can relax your shoulders. Just let your shoulders be heavy and let them sink away from your ears. Allow your crown to lengthen all the way up through the roof, all the way out into the stars. See if you can connect through the crown of your head, opening to the divine light that wants to pour through you right now. Let that shower you with divine wisdom and grace. Let divine light in. And let's take one full deep breath here as we connect to this divine grace, inhaling through the nose, nice and long. And a nice and long exhale. Good, and now bring your awareness, bring this awareness now down, all the way down into the base, your sit bones in contact with the floor you're sitting on or the cushion. Allow your sit bones to get heavy and lengthen all the way down into the earth, through the core of the earth. We invite Mother, Divine Mother, up into our pelvic bowl. And let's take a full breath in and out here as we connect to the Divine Mother. Inhaling and exhaling all the way out, giving away all your problems to Mother. And now, final guided piece here for you is to come and bring your awareness to your heart, connecting in to your heart center, just tuning in to how you're feeling right now. What's there? Do you feel happy, joyful, or maybe irritated, frustrated? It's okay. Whatever is here, allow it. Give yourself permission to really feel and experience your heart's beautiful wisdom. And let's take one full deep breath here into the heart, inhaling through the nose and exhale through the nose, connecting into your heart center. And now we will enter into silence together. We will practice for 3 minutes in silence together. I will bring you back with my voice. For now, just enjoy your internal landscape, no matter what is going on for you, whatever noise or sounds you have around you, invite them into your practice, rejecting nothing and welcoming everything. You remain calm, awareness, witnessing all that is. And if your mind has wandered, bring your awareness back to the breath. Anchor your focus inside your breath. And with no attachment to that thought, just simply let it go. Drop it. No analysis. There's nothing you need to attend to right now. There's nothing life-threatening that needs your attention. Rest in the presence of your heart, the breath, and this one, and again this one. Just simply being with thoughts in the background like clouds that are covering up the sun. Just let them float. You are the witness, watching them float by. And we will complete today's practice with a simple prayer. Just bring your palms together, pressing the palms together, and bring them to your heart center. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed. And let this unity at your heart center bring an inward smile to your face, to the corners of your mouth, as you begin to gently feel a sense of gratitude. This may be a bit difficult for some of you initially, but begin to allow the possibility of appreciation for yourself. Even if you caught one breath in this practice, you've done amazing. Finding a place of appreciation for your body, perhaps for your heart, your eyes. Namaste. And when you're ready, you can gently release and come back into the space. You might like to deepen the breath or maybe give yourself a little stretch. Beautiful. I want to hear from you. Let me know how you go. So set yourself a timer and you choose how long you would like to meditate for. Choose an achievable goal, an achievable number that suits you and your lifestyle. Okay, and we will meet again. I will come back and we will practice learning this skill together. Ask me any questions you might have, and I am looking forward to responding to them. Thank you so much for joining me on the live. Thank you so much, Jess. It's beautiful to feel you in this space. Love you. Namaste.